before he got off an Aegis steal or entire team wipe with a perfect a ship combo or something. So with the Aegis on Doom, I definitely have to say the Scourge team is ahead with this point, and we are content to keep turtling up, because Doombringer, the Furion, and the Potom is definitely gonna get stronger and stronger. Oblivion, actually haven't checked on Jack's farm. Jack's still very abysmal farm. 57 and 3. How do you get 57 3 42 minutes in, Jack? Enlighten me, because you have a crazy blast here. And as we see this CM probably not long for life. A good 4-staff for the chase, but Doombringer too idiot to run to chase, and Jack picks up the kill there. And yeah, and but despite having 57 and whatever and 4 creep kills, Jack has picked up the mecha, and that's what we really need. And we really could push pretty well as well. We do have Force of Nature, the Treants, and Nether Blast and Mecha, so we can push fairly well. Of course, our Radiance is a big help. So if you look at the mini map, the Sentinel team is definitely being pushed back. They don't have a lot of map vision. The only single ward is up here, and I mean, meanwhile, this Scourge is just pushing very heavily at this point. We have a lot of option to work with. We could push, we could turtle, and let's see what Potom's getting. Potom is probably going to go for a Manta style next. Meanwhile, the Oblivion is going to go for a point booster. I have to say, the Idiot Hops has picked up a great speed aura creep, and that's definitely going to help out our team fight mobility against that Enigma of a fair lot. It's definitely going to help out in terms of a chasing power, and I mean, this team was picked around Central in terms of chasing very well, and we are able to do that. And it looks like there is going to big team fights. This Enigma player is spotted out here, and he is going to get casted, and a Maledict goes off and a Doom goes off on him, and that Enigma is definitely in trouble. Get caught out of position here, and actually can get taking a bit of trouble as well. And DC Suspect has dropped at this point. It looks like the CM will fall off, and we see wow, Windrunner has Scotty, Windrunner doing a lot of damage, but meanwhile Ian gets a double kill, and Ian's trying to run out and forced have to save his teammate, and looks like it the Spoonface is totally get call up position. I'm not sure why they didn't return kill on the Hobbs here. And wow, everyone alive here at this point. And that's what I mean by the resilience of the Scourge team. We do have the Voodoo aura. That Voodoo was probably the Centrigo. I don't even know. that Voodoo restoration is probably why we all lived through it. And because we do have Urn of Shadow, we could definitely go push this bottom tower with pretty much full of HP, and we see more classic QQ from the Sentinel team here. E-gangsters, these guys, once they're losing, start blaming the team, not themselves, but blaming the team. I have to say, Spoonface getting the I have Scotty. It's probably not the best choice here. Of course, the slow orb is definitely a great tool in terms of the fight. In terms of helping the team, but I have to say, I think a Hex is clearly superior, and I mean, other than a single great black hole where it led to 1v5 team wipe, I can't say the Sentinel team had very great teamwork. Most of the time we saw the Enigma, even though he blinked in and doomed 2 or 3 heroes, the rest of the team were focusing the other 2 heroes, and that's even if Enigma got a perfect black hole off, it doesn't matter if you don't focus on those heroes. So, a bit of a poor communication from the viewers team, and I think that resulted in, this kind of a, I'm not sure what that, and this CM player is just piss poor at this point, and Warlock still not having his, Warlock, wow, he actually lost so much gold. He was only like 800 gold away, he's like, 1200 gold away, and a lot more QQ on the Sentinel team, and I mean, I might as well go into the late game analysis here. I think the host pull plug, rage pull plug later on, after we hit mid rack, so I don't think it's pretty much of a spoil at this point. Definitely, even though this kill count is pretty much even, if you look at the item, I mean, we are just pretty much very stacked at this point. Doombringer going for Hex as well, so I mean, that's. Yeah, the Doombringer definitely going for Hex, and I mean, if you look at the Sentinel, only the Enigma, the Kunkka, and the Windrunner is pretty much farm. The other teammate is not farm as well. Meanwhile, on our team, we see we see Jack going for the Agamemnon Scepter. Definitely a not the best performance by Jack here. Definitely not his best game, but I assure you, Jack played a very, very good game on the other team. I have to say, all-star performance by Ian though. Ian's been ganking like crazy, you know, left and right with this Witch Doctor. I think he's going for BKB. I haven't seen. Yeah, Ian actually has a 4 staff and ill, so he is farming pretty well as well. So looks like the Sentinel team is gonna be pushed on mid as well, and I think Hobbs has to have to be careful. He has to watch his map awareness, and Hobbs, despite me raging at him and casting Doom on Lincoln units, he has played a pretty good game in terms of. No, wow, Hobbs, never mind. He hasn't played a pretty good game. Getting the feed off, and I mean, this is exactly what we don't need here, and we have gave Sentinel a chance to go all mid here at this point. If they're smart, they should take this all mid chance, and let's see whether they'll do that or not. Looks like they are doing that. I'm not too sure what the Enigma's doing. They definitely need to go all mid. Forget bot, man. I don't care if you lose a tower too. You definitely need to get mid racks, and not having Doom in a team fight. Looks like they are gonna go in for a fail X Torrent combo, and oh wow, nice Cyclone. And I think this Kunkka will be okay. No, 4 staff up the cliff. Good job there. And meanwhile, no, a couple more casts, and Ian actually not doing some great damage, but this Kunkka just getting out DPS at this point. Meanwhile, we do some Hex Sheep and everything, and Sprout, and so 1 for 2, and Ian does pick off Spoonface with Malik, so forced to buy back. And I have to say, this is probably due to not having that was just Kunkka and Spoonface in mid. So if they had all 3 of the support hero in mid, they probably could have gotten Ian and saved their carries. So I have to say, another poor choice made by Sentinel team. They definitely had they had a great. I mean, Doom is still not alive at this point. They definitely would have pushed all the way up here and forced a lot of damage on the racks. And so I have to say, definitely some poor choices being made by the Sentinel team. Again, keep in mind, this is not a professional game. There is not a preset captain on Sentinel, so they probably lacked communication due to that. We're on Scourge. I think we pretty much negotiated throughout that I was gonna be calling the shots in game. And I have to say, some of the shots I call in game were terrible decisions as well, but. And it's really nice to have an in-game captain to talk. Should we push? Should we defend? Should we get this item or should we not? It really helps out in terms of the communication and whatnot. So, I think Sentinel lack that, and that's why they aren't doing as well. And you could really tell in terms of the team fights and everything. So. I think I'm gonna go into late game analysis. Item choice here, I do going back to the Eye of Scotty. Even though it's a great item here for the same price, I have to say Hex is just far superior. The choosing the Warlock to buy wards and not going into a quick Hex. I mean, he still haven't got his Hex 50 minutes into the game. He's been dying a lot, and he hasn't been farming all too well. Warlock's only a 73 CS at 50 minutes, and then that's pretty some abysmal farm. There's a big team fight going in, another single black hole, and this Enigma is just not too impressive with this late game black hole here. And Enigma is gonna be picked off, and this is pretty much a team wipe here. Ian is just, oh my god, Ian is just going off the hook in terms of all those. And he is getting a lot of kills here, and looks like we will. No, nice 4-staff out by Spoonface here, and I think this is pretty much the game at this point. So once the mid racks is pushed down, I'm gonna just pause this game. I have to say, our host, the Enigma player, it will be rage quitting, and I can't say this is pretty much a good game for them. I'm not sure how great of a communication for Sentinel is, but they are blaming a lot of it on the Kunkka. Probably Kunkka wasn't listening on their direction. So even if you have an in-game captain, if you have players that aren't listening, it doesn't matter all too much, I guess. So looks like there's more I guess fountain farming at Sentinel doing some brave defense of their team, but at this point it's pretty much over. Once this melee range racks is falling down, I will be pausing this game. So pausing this game right now. Some of the in-game analysis, the score is 34-40. It was a pretty even game through like 25, 20, 30 minutes in. The Sentinel definitely had a great advantage. They just not take care of it. They had a great team fight where perfect black hole from Trace. Got 4 heroes, perfect, both perfect. I mean, when you get a perfect black hole, everything follows. And they got 2 towers. They actually put some damage on the Braxes, but they just did not go back to the Rex any point after that. I think after that team fight, you know, they should have just went all mid again and again and again. They definitely had the advantage here, and you know, fighting uphill battle in a small area like this, it definitely benefit, you know, a big AoE team, because big AoE team does work really well in small areas. When you have Black Hole, when you have Ship, and when you have the Inferno, the other team had to be really scatter a lot. And when they scatter, you force the Scourge team to make a choice. Either you scatter and don't die, or your Raxes die. So I mean, if Sentinel could force the Scourge into this kind of decision making, they definitely could have picked off the melee Rax or the range Rax, and with that they probably would seal the game just right there.